Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you finished, truly finished, and everything felt the way it used to? That full, powerful release you never had to think twice about. If you're over 50, maybe past 60, and you've noticed the volume dropping, the sensation weakening, or the release feeling somehow empty, I need you to know something right now. You are not alone, and this is not your fault. Maybe it happened once and you brushed it off. Or maybe it's been creeping in slowly, less fluid, less force, less of that satisfying finish that used to come naturally. Some men stop finishing altogether, not by choice. Their body just quietly changed without warning. And that silence, that confusion, that knot in your stomach wondering what's wrong, I understand it deeply. But here's what I need you to hear. This isn't a failure. It's not aging punishing you. It's a signal. Your body is literally sending you a message, and that message has a cause, and more importantly, a solution. I'm Dr. Richard Thompson, a board-certified urologist with over 15 years helping men restore what time has quietly taken, and today I'm going to decode that message for you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this is happening, what it means for your health, and a simple, natural step you can take starting tonight to turn this around. The most important part comes near the end, so don't skip ahead, because what you're about to learn could change how you feel about your body and your future completely. All right, gentlemen, let's go under the hood. Not too technical, just enough so you truly get it. Think of your reproductive system like a perfectly timed orchestra. Your testicles produce the players, your seminal vesicles contribute the rich, nourishing fluid. Your prostate adds its protective layer, and when climax hits, specific muscles contract in a powerful rhythmic sequence to propel everything forward and out. It's a rapid, synchronized event, nerves, glands, and muscles all firing together. Now here's a crucial distinction most men never learn. Climax and ejaculation are not the same thing. Climax is the neurological sensation, that intense wave of pleasure governed by your brain. Ejaculation is the physical act of releasing the fluid. Most of your life they happen seamlessly as one, but they're driven by separate systems, and when one falters, the other can still work fine. That's why you can feel the pleasure, but notice nothing comes out. So what causes that? 3 things. First, the gatekeeper is too relaxed. There's a small valve at the exit of your bladder that should clamp shut during climax. When it doesn't, the fluid flows backward, like a traffic light stuck on green in both directions. Clue: cloudy urine right after intimacy. Second, the plumbing is blocked. Your glands produce the fluid, but the delivery pipes are kinked, scarred from old infections or tiny calcifications, like a garden hose that's been bent. Third, the fuel is running low. Testosterone drives the entire system. When it drops, the prostate and seminal vesicles slow down. Volume fades. Desire fades. Everything fades. But here's what ties all 3 together, gentlemen. Blood flow. Your prostate, your glands, your nerves all depend on rich, oxygen-carrying blood to function. When circulation weakens, everything downstream suffers. And after 50, that circulation quietly declines. Now, before we talk about solutions, I want to pause here, because this isn't just a physical issue. It's an emotional one, and no one talks about that part. Most men never bring this up. Not to their partner, not to their doctor, not even to themselves. They just stop trying. They avoid intimacy. They pull away. They make excuses. And that silence, that quiet withdrawal, becomes heavier than the problem itself, because this doesn't stay in the bedroom, gentlemen. When a man feels his body is failing him, it bleeds into everything. His confidence drops, his energy fades, his mood shifts. He stops initiating, not just physically, but emotionally. He pulls back from his partner, from his life, from himself. And somewhere in that silence, he starts asking the question no man wants to face. Am I still the man I was? I've sat across from thousands of men carrying that exact question. And here's what I tell every single one of them. Your masculinity is not measured in milliliters of fluid. Your worth is not tied to a physical output. What defines you, what has always defined you, is your willingness to understand your body, to seek answers, and to take action. And the beautiful truth is, this is not permanent. This is not a verdict. For most men, this is a correctable condition. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's waiting for the right support. And that support starts with 2 things. understanding the cause, and giving your prostate the nutrients it's been quietly starving for. Which brings us to something most urologists never discuss with their patients: the role of targeted prostate nutrition in restoring flow, function, and vitality. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about what's actually missing. Your doctor checks your PSA. He checks your testosterone. He might even do an ultrasound. All important. But here's what almost no one talks about: the blood circulation inside your prostate. And this is where the real story begins. A 2023 study from Fukushima Medical University in Japan revealed something powerful. Supporting healthy blood flow in and around the prostate helps metabolize the cells that build up along its outer edges. When those cells accumulate, your prostate swells, your flow weakens, and your function declines. But when circulation improves, the system starts clearing itself. And the key to that circulation? A molecule your body already makes: nitric oxide. It relaxes the inner muscles of your blood vessels, including the tiny ones feeding your prostate. Healthy nitric oxide means strong, nutrient-rich blood reaching every cell. But after 50, your nitric oxide production drops. Your vessels stiffen. Your prostate starves. And everything we talked about, the weak release, the low volume, the fading drive, gets worse. So how do you rebuild that flow? Nature already designed the answer: specific nutrients, many used for centuries, that directly support prostate blood circulation, hormonal balance, and sexual function. Boron, one of the most powerful prostate boosters known. Tonkat Ali, used for generations to support sexual health and prostate circulation. Ashwagandha, traced back to 6000 BC for desire and detoxification. Fenugreek for hormone support. Panax ginseng for blood flow and energy. Maca root for drive and mood. Nettle root for urinary health, plus essential minerals: zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D. Now, any one of these alone can help, but when you combine them in the right quantities, something remarkable happens. They create a synergistic effect. Each one amplifies the others. Your prostate blood flow improves. Your cellular activity optimizes. Your hormones rebalance. And that fluid, that power, that release, it starts coming back. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where do I find all of these in one place? Do I need 10 different bottles? The answer is no. After years of research and seeing what actually works with my patients, I found one formula that combines every single nutrient we just discussed, in the right forms, the right dosages, and with the right synergy. It's called Prostavive, and it's the most potent, fast-acting formula I've seen for prostate health and strong flow. Prostavive isn't like the generic prostate pills you find on pharmacy shelves. It specifically targets prostate blood circulation, the root mechanism the Japanese researchers identified. 1 glass a day, that's all it takes to flood your prostate with the nutrients it needs to metabolize excess cells, support healthy nitric oxide levels, and restore powerful, youthful flow. And when your prostate is healthy, gentlemen, everything changes. You sleep deeper, your energy lasts all day, your confidence returns, not just in the bedroom, but in every room. Your urine flow strengthens, your love life reignites. That morning vitality you thought was gone, it comes back. Because Prostavive doesn't just support your prostate, it supports healthy blood flow and artery health throughout your entire body. I had a patient, 61 years old, retired engineer, hadn't had a full, satisfying release in over a year. He was embarrassed. He'd stopped initiating with his wife. I put him on Prostavive alongside his standard care. 3 weeks in, he called my office. "Doc, something's different. I feel like myself again." By week 6, his flow was stronger, his sleep was deeper, and he told me, with a grin, that his wife had noticed before he said a word. Gentlemen, if what I've described today sounds like your story, if you've been living with this quietly, I want you to take one simple step. Go to my channel's homepage. Simply click on the logo of my channel, and you'll find Prostavive right there.